Abusuya mpanifo na ka o masem to wo say so nipa wo we so wo nchen a unhu ne so mfa so na emum the moment a obefiri wo nchen a obeka nioma 1 2 bi a saa particular nipa no oye ma wo anase oye no wo abrabo mu eno ansa na obehu se wahwere ade yiye pa na eno na ama mrantie bi de nsem bia ba beto ho no mo kyese omo nso omo ka amanfo a 2024 elections na omo ye campaign ahodo omo kyese His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo ene Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia enioma baako mienu bi omo ye no oman ni mu no oma bre omo because according to omo no na omo kyese amamuo na omo bu as at that time no na ye ade se enkoyie enti omo ka omo joining hands na omo nyina no call for change of government wo oman ni mu na omo nso ka sankofo no hu bi na so finally after say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama bae na omohwe upon all the kind of promises His Excellency John Dramani Mahama the promise omo according to them ne there omo say as at that time no mu say sa promises we His Excellency John Dramani Mahama promise there say breakthrough promises eno and betimi aboa ama oman no be a ye nyina no ye hwehwe say oman no betimi akwakodru no eno ene beboa ama oman no akwakodru sam pempen so na so omo kire say after 8 months His Excellency John Dramani Mahama omahu ne nsa ho adwuma ene ne nsa no adwuma a waye no oman mu na no ene omahu say omaye big mistake pa omo kire say we die say His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo amamu ano obu oman mu no far better than the yehu from the new president His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And according to omo there ensem ahodo omo kan no abusua enya asem ketua nti ye bese se wonya subscribe ya no abomade ano subscribe na afi nso wa kire wa adwen comment section hono na bibia aye kama ye mbonwrem na ensem ahodo omo de tu ho nyina no yenko tie ni nyina
Akufo-Addo no as I say yesterday no papa no onim bibia yenyina yenim. Yes, because sometimes when you actually sit to analyze Akufo-Addo ni presidency, some of the decisions he took, they say obia uko na so uko appointee special prosecutor no na uko appointee obi oye NDC ni unim ye na enim pete se oye NDC ni Martina Medu no obitre no enti you will feel say also appointee second person no obi appointee bia obi a ebe bias, I mean bias towards MPP where so nipa obi abe favor MPP. That notwithstanding no still like appointee obi a on him say that nipa no on pay MPP asem. President bia ni at least until now that will take such a step. Say obi a to me share na ekoso. Say even Chief Justice uko Supreme Court on won't intimate na case so because uko Supreme Court on my year paneling. Say the case bar nipa miensa and I say 5 and I say 7 and I say 9. Hey and I say 9. Never in a case no so. But still, because a president felt say on any intimate jumanteno. Why then? Why no bet me be a pam no free? Yet Akufo-Addo came, worked with a CJ that was under Mahama, and then appointed people whom he knew did not actually even have the same ideology as him. Akufo-Addo buy on him pass Alan and the contender. Alan Giri gave me a tough time. In fact, Ebra 2007 now we year internal primaries, they were not being fair to Akufo-Addo because of Alan. But Akufo-Addo still appointed Alan as the Minister of Trade. And for 7 years, until Alan himself decided to resign. Papa no, I said yesterday Say now see any politics, ni understanding of politics. Idea bia is worth emulating. Abrafunuka say worth emulating. I say yen the free. To be frank, I can this for way. Come here nipa bi anka by now. I say Akufo-Addo leadership style no. They should be thinking about how to inculcate it in our curriculum. You say obi oye political science or university no. So steady share say na papa no et me a governor mine with those kind of appointments that some of them were not very popular with the grassroots, the party base, yet still he went ahead because he had Ghana in mind. Same person came and then the right to information bill was passed into law. A bill that for over 20 years, no president wanted to put it in place because the moment to put that bill into place, HSA, media forum, they will be empowered to look for news and always be discovering if you do something bad. In fact, and Akufo-Addo media for use RTI power. But every step of the way, Akufo-Addo was, on the side of the media. Even though the media was critiquing him, they were calling him all sort of names, Akufo-Addo again said that I would prefer a noisy media to a silent media. Who compare no to say amenu yeka say no. Thank of all way there. Media no crazy, media no on side. But even social media anchor for some of them or money followers yama. But they feel threatened by it to the extent that TikTokers, 2 women, say Ajwa Birago or something like that, and the other one have been incarcerated in prison for the past 1 month. Oh, and it's sad. I think it's just been 8 months. 8 months, just 8 months. But after Ghana for Ghanaians have really missed Akufo-Addo. Yeah, me have missed Akufo-Addo. I know you have also missed Akufo-Addo. So leave a sweet message for Akufo-Addo in the comment section.
Yes.
In terms of the conclusion that was reached, where the matter has journeyed from, is the sadness as a result of the conclusion, or you have questions about the procedure that took place before that?
The sadness is about the whole process. My sadness is because as far as I'm concerned, it was a very unnecessary. We have been taken through a very unnecessary situation, and which, as far as I'm concerned, and that is my honest and candid view, this has so weakened the institution of the judiciary. It's not so much the individual. Who occupies the position. It is the institution. That is what I'm concerned about.
What informs the conclusion that it's an unnecessary process? We have heard even government spokesperson make the point that a petition was sent, a committee in line with the constitution was set up, they've looked into the matter and they've come to a conclusion. Which aspect of it, what specifically makes it unnecessary?
I think that, you see, there has always been something wrong with Article 146. And particularly with the procedure that it sets out, and especially as it regards the position of the Chief Justice. In the Ajay case, I took the opportunity to reflect on that weakness that I noticed. And are these and these are not so to me, they lack the gravity. They lack the gravity that would lead to a grave outcome, such as the removal of the head of
that will suggest to me that this is it's a family, it's close knit. So why is the mistrust? If it is just a land matter which the chief sold and they felt they were not consulted or they should have participated in, which is leading to all this, why should it lead to so much mistrust that we are talking about 48,000 people moving away completely from the community?
Well, first of all, let me say the 48,000 you are getting are not from one community. The people, which I don't want to identify them by tribe, are mostly or predominantly farmers. And they want to locate to areas where they can have access to in a vast land to cultivate. So Bunyiri is highly populated by this particular faction. If you go to Kalba, this particular faction, and the chiefs who are there were enslaved by the Bolawura. No, he's the head of the traditional area. And the chiefs are basically not from these factions where the other faction where the conflict has started. It's from the other side. I mean, all the chiefs in these communities are Gunjas because Bolawura, who is the traditional head of the Bola traditional area, have decided to enslaved chiefs to able to take care of these people who are not Gunjas. Now, the land, the land that triggered all this thing has to do with a small parcel, a piece of land. It's not up to your full plot. We are told a private developer was trying to work on the land. And the chief of Binyiris, the son, moved to ask the gentleman to stop because that land was not part of what he wanted to do. And he made it known to him that he bought the land from the chief. And the other one that's already developed has been with them for some time. So that was where both sides lost their tempers and it led to the fight. It was stopped. They moved to the chief palace. The issue was addressed, but both sides were not all that. One side was not that interested with the results that came out. Now, the chief of Kalba was brought in to see how he could also do for them to handle the thing. But they say the posture of the chief of Kalba, who that had been was something that made them very suspicious. So the two sides, one thing led to the other. 2 people were killed, 2 additional killed, 4, and the 5th person happened to be the son of Kalba chief. The Gbenyiri chief and his son and the family left unhurt. Nobody touched them.
Okay. Isaac Noya, thank you very much for this update.